there's not really that much to hate on. Now, performance-wise, this thing had the Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 chipset. It didn't have like a 765G of that year. It had the 855, which is awesome. Has an octa-core CPU, has an Adreno 640 GPU, and it has 6 gigs of RAM on the base model, and then 8 gigs of RAM on that top tier model. So like I said before, a huge asset of this device. The performance of this thing, I think, was top tier. I think it had really good performance overall. Really, everything you're going to do on this device, it's going to be able to handle it. If you're playing, super intensive games, if you're multitasking between stuff, realistically, it's going to be okay. Now, if you're trying to do a bunch of different things, trying to edit videos and play a huge game and all this stuff, it's going to take a toll not only on performance, but on battery life. But if that's you, like, you could probably get by with this thing. On my usage day to day, I'm not really doing anything crazy. I'm just going on Instagram, TikTok, and just kind of scrolling through. I'm not really like doing anything crazy, and I don't really even play those many games. All I play is Temple Run, and even that I don't play that often. So I think for my usage is perfectly fine. But if you're somebody who is constantly like, trying to edit videos and photos on your phone and, typing papers and doing all sorts of crazy stuff, then, this phone will probably be able to handle it to an extent. It's not going to be an extremely like amazing experience. Something like a OnePlus 7 Pro or something like a OnePlus 8, I think maybe the better way to go, or OnePlus 7T Pro is what I meant to say. But this thing, I think for a majority of things you're going to do with it, is going to be perfectly fine. And I think it's going to be perfectly fine and then some. It's not like you're going to get this phone and feel like it's completely outdated or something. That's not going to be the case at all. And for sure, I think the performance of this phone is definitely an asset. And like I said, if you get the base model, you have 6 gigs of RAM. If you get that top tier model, it's 8 gigs of RAM. And even with the S10e, we still have 8 gigs of RAM inside of it. So I think on the RAM side, you're probably going to be okay. But performance wise, it definitely gets a thumbs up for me in my books for sure. So in terms of performance, that pretty much covers it up. Now,